Hello, I'm Denai and today I'll be talking to you through my single To The Brink, which is the first song that I released from Modern Dread, and the meaning behind the lyrics and the reason why I wrote it. So I wrote To The Brink because I was feeling the weight of the world, whether it was global warming, things to do with war and stuff like Syria, and things to do with Brexit. I feel like being alive at the moment in the age of the internet is like having an endless onslaught of information, whether it's good or bad, or who is cancelled today, and all this crazy stuff where we're in the midst of the age of information, and it's really hard to filter through it to preserve your own mental headspace, but then also to be informed and then to be an activist and understand what you align with as a person. So metaphorically, To The Brink means to me what I imagine to be a glass being filled continuously until it kind of overflows and pours, and then kind of fills until you feel like you're drowning and suffocating from information and everything that's happening. So yeah, I wanted it to feel sonically, I wanted to have that anxiety-inducing energy to it, and I wanted it to feel very bold and abrasive, and I think me and Alex definitely accomplished that with all the synths and the drum beat, and my vocals very aggressive as well. Verse 1. Unmoved since the morn, drinking last night's lukewarm tea. It's been moving in my head what you said to me last week. So I don't know about anyone else, but I have this habit of, if I'm feeling really anxious and I can't sleep at night, I tend to make a cup of tea, and it's more about the process for me that's calming, and often I actually don't drink it. I might have a sip of it and then don't drink it. Pre-chorus. Just look what you have done, just be straight to me, don't be so long. Trying to find the space to finally break free, yet we feeling really hard on myself about my contributions to the world and what I can do better, and being stuck in this rut of understanding that we can't really break free from this system, even though we don't really necessarily align with it. It's this endless cycle of wanting to leave but understanding that you can't really leave. Chorus. So we can't pull the plug, still hanging on parts of us. We're filled to the brink, it's covering everything. It's a part of us, we're part of this system, it's ingrained in us, and we realize that it's toxic and there's so many things that we need to change and almost completely rebuild and start a new system. But how do we do that? It's really hard to try and separate yourself from something that you don't align with and try and exist in it at the same time. Verse 2. Wanted nothing more than to throw away my phone. Wanting to feel less in my chest, is it possible? How I receive information mainly comes from Twitter, or it's hard because at the same time it's amazing because I can use my platform to write music like this that presents these emotions that I understand that we're all kind of feeling. But at the same time, I do just want to throw my phone away and throw everything away and just live on a freaking island in the middle of nowhere and really unplug. So wanting nothing more than to throw away my phone, I really mean that. Pre-chorus. Again, can't pull the plug, still hanging on parts of us, we're filled to the brink, it's covering everything. I think as well that To The Brink to me is definitely very linked to global warming, and I think especially for me, I'm obsessed with watching documentaries and stuff to do with the environment and the links to how we contribute to that kind of stuff, and it's something that definitely weighs on my brain, especially as a touring artist, where there's so much waste, so much plastic, we get so much water bottles, all this things that we don't really need, and consumption, and that has a lot to do with, to me, the kind of literal rising of things. It's like almost like the dial has also been turned up and everything feels like it's at its peak almost. This song, I think, especially because it was the first song I did with Alex in general, felt like the start of Modern Dread and the start of the direction behind a lot of the songs sonically. Middle eight, which is not really a middle eight lyrically, but sonically I feel like everything slows down and it almost to me feels like a breakdown maybe, like everything it's just weighing on you. And I think the music, all the synths, we actually have like something that sounds like a plane landing in the background, and I think you just feel, sonically you feel the world of the music kind of coming down. And I think it's a little bit unexpected, especially after the chorus is so like, all the drums and stuff, which is very intentional. This part for me was definitely something that I changed as I sung, which happened quite frequently on this album actually. I'd be performing in the studio and then as I'm doing the take, I would kind of just improvise. So this bit, they can't pull the plug on me, which to me was something that shifted the concept of everything that happens. It shifts the power almost, because I think at the end of the day, we do have a lot of power and we can choose where we, put our coin into. We can choose who we support. We can choose who we uplift. And I think that that's something that's very powerful. It's quite enabling to actually understand that, you can choose. You can choose how you make that daily vote every day in your life, and you can choose how, you can change things as well. You can change how to be more sustainable, how in terms of clothing and the things that upset you, and you can, be more informed. You can have those uncomfortable conversations. I think they can't pull the plug on me, to me feels like we can spin that narrative and we can get to change and frame society in the future. And to me, that lyric definitely feels like a massive turning point in terms of it spins the whole concept of we can't pull the plug in the song.